everyone, and welcome to an episode of Virtual RoundTable Podcast, the Virtual RoundTable Podcast. I am your host, and tonight I have a guest, special guest, Seawin or Jason.
Hey, what's up?
I'm just gonna call you Jason because this is on
That
my
works.
channel. We can get a little personal.
Yeah.
That's how we do. That's how we do on my channel. Anyway, so I've been wanting to talk about ReZero starting life in another world, and Jason's the only person that's really in our group that is up to date with all the episodes. Currently, there's 16 episodes out. I'd imagine it's gonna go to like what, 26? You think?
I just looked it up. It'll be 25 episodes.
Motherfucker, I was off by one. That's that's a decent error margin, I would imagine. So. This series to me is pretty interesting right now. We've gone through some very interesting twists and turns when it comes to character development for the main character.
Yeah. Do you want to
Natsuki?
explain the premise at all, or?
The premise, yes. Let me just Google that real quick. Actually, no, I have
I mean, I have the synopsis up.
Crunchyroll.
I could just read it out if you want me to.
Just read just read the synopsis for me. All right, there. Slow down, Vape Nation.
All right. So the synopsis for this anime is when Subaru Natsuki leaves the convenience store, the last thing he expects is to be wrenched from his everyday life and dropped into a fantasy world. Things aren't looking good for the bewildered teenager. However, not long after his arrival, he is attacked by some thugs. Armed with only a bag of groceries and a now useless cell phone, he is quickly beaten to a pulp. Fortunately, a mysterious beauty named Satella, in hot pursuit after the one who stole her insignia, happens upon Subaru and saves him. In order to thank the honest and kind-hearted girl, Subaru offers to help in her search, and later that night he even finds the whereabouts of that which she seeks. But unbeknownst to him, a much darker force stalks the pair from the shadows, and just minutes after locating the insignia, Subaru and Satella are brutally murdered. However, Subaru immediately reawakens to a familiar scene, confronted by the same group of thugs, meeting Satella all over again. The enigma deepens as history inexplicably repeats itself. And that is the synopsis from my anime list.
Awesome. That's cool. My personal feelings on this anime have been, it's been an emotional roller coaster. Like you can very much empathize with Natsuki through a lot of it because he seems like a somewhat normal just dude who's a nerd.
Yeah.
And
he's like a self-proclaimed otaku, right?
Yeah. The animation's beautiful. The music's great. The fight scenes are fucking really well done. When they happen. That is when they happen, though, to be fair. Sometimes just insta-death. And also a huge warning. We're going to be talking about spoilers.
I was going to ask that question.
1.
All right. Just from episode 1?
From episode 1 all the way to episode 16.
Okay.
So that is all the episodes that are currently out. I'm probably going to edit this podcast and get it out by either tomorrow or the next day. So we'll be speaking the truth. We won't be delayed by any long period of time. So, my thing is, are they doing like a Breaking Bad kind of scenario where at first you really, really liked Natsuki and then all of a sudden it's like as the madness that takes hold of him, which it would, anyone, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
I mean, unless you completely become detached, like he's still he's not detached from emotion and everything like that. That's like, I mean, the normal response for me would be you just be completely numb to death, right? And you just get like this almost sociopathic / psychopathic like behavior where it's like, oh, it's just a video game. And you just become slowly but surely numb. Like he hasn't done that, so he's strong enough to do that, but at the same time it's bitten him in the ass a few too many times. It's his anger and rage. I feel like he embodies a cardinal sin, I guess, like pride, maybe.
That is a pretty key part of episode 15?
What was it? 15 or
Yeah,
14?
15 of episode 15 is he's the cardinal sin of pride, essentially.
Yeah.
But as for your Breaking Bad comment, the difference here, I think, I see where you're going with it. The difference here is in Breaking Bad, Walter White learns that he kind of likes being this bad guy, and so he starts to slowly accept it. It's no longer something that he has to do to save his family. It's now something he really wants to do and loves doing.
Yeah.
Is being this evil person. Whereas Natsuki's case, I think
It's his psyche being whittled away.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's that he was kind of already this person, and he had these expectations. Oh, I'm in this fantasy world. Oh, there's this heroine. Oh, I'll help her and save her, and she'll be my girlfriend. So he already had these expectations based off of what he knew as an otaku with all the video games and anime he watched. That this is the trope. This is how it should be. Like, I'm helping you. You should want to be with me, and all this other stuff. But you don't really see it until the end of episode 12, where he like breaks and is like, why aren't you like with me right now? Why am I going through these hoops? Can't you see all this stuff that I'm doing for you? You owe me so much. That whole speech pattern that he goes through, where he like breaks, because that wasn't after a death. That wasn't after a traumatic. That was him. That was after him like getting his ass kicked for being an asshole, essentially, for being an obnoxious asshole.
Yeah.
And being extremely selfish. So he's shown that even though he has moments of they kind of trick you where in this anime they show him like being a nice guy and doing all this stuff, but then they kind of come back at episode 12 really hard, like, oh no, this guy really doesn't, maybe he doesn't care about all this stuff, maybe he's just, you know, looking to do the hot girl because he's been so awesome.
Yeah, and maybe like the story is there. It's punishing him. Well, not the story, but the world and how everything works. I feel like the person who wrote the manga or the people who are animating it currently, I feel like the way they're telling the story is like, this guy's an ass. This guy. There's some good qualities about this.
But he's a complete asshole.
But he's a complete asshole.
So here's the other thing that I've been reading the discussions on Reddit after about every episode because they've all been really interesting.
Okay,
And
I'll have to take a look at those.
and one key point that someone brought up that I didn't know about is that the manga for this, like, it lost a lot of readers, kind of, sort of towards this point, because it's actually making fun of them. It's almost like see, you guys can't just be assholes. It's like
you have to be a good person.
It's like nice guy syndrome.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
the white knight kind of situation. Okay,
yep.
That's very. I like that. So it's sort of like. That makes a lot of sense.
So it ended up losing a lot of readers at this point, not necessarily just because people couldn't handle what he was going through, is because they realized, oh, this guy's an asshole. Maybe I'm an asshole because I'd be expecting all these things too.
I wouldn't. Fuck no.
But I mean, there's a lot of those people that would have that nice guy mindset. Like, I'm nice to you. I should be able to have sex with you right now.
My thing is like, I just want to be able to use magic and get powerful. So my thing would probably just be like,
right. You're more interested in the adventure aspect, but he's been very open since the start that he's wanted to date this girl as well.
That's very true. His goal has been true to himself, I guess, and you don't really realize that because in the beginning
it hides it very well.
Very well, yeah, very well. And what I'm wanting to know is the supporting cast and characters somehow and the trauma that he's faced and that he's going to be going up against the next episodes here, will it somehow bring him back into or shake him off, like, cuz traumatic events and just in general life-changing things change your personality. They for better or for worse. For me personally, it's always been personal growth. When I've experienced anything extremely negative, I'm like, you know what, or like when I've blew up or reacted a certain way, that I could relate to when it comes to Natsuki Subaru, I was like, you know what, that like 6 or 7 years ago, that was me. Like, I would have been just a snobby, arrogant prick who felt like he deserves everything, and life doesn't owe you a damn thing.
And you've been like this for 6 years?
Well, I was like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe not 6 years. That's a bit much. 6 years ago, what was I, like 2? No, 22 minus 6 and too young to care about my psyche. But yeah, so it was probably 4 or 5 years. Where I was just kind of self-absorbed here and there. It's kind of mostly through like the end of junior high, the beginning of high school.
Okay.
And you experience some life. You come to understand yourself. You learn to let go of the hatred and anger sometimes, and you move on. My thing is, do you think we'll be rewarded with character development of that nature, or do you think we'll just keep being punished?
Character of him growing?
Of him growing and being
I think you
not
you
a complete asshole.
You see a glimpse of it in
last episode.
The last episode, at the end of the last episode. Although he still ignored things that he's learned already because that trail that they took was the one that had the white whale sighting, and that is the thing that will probably kill them at the beginning of the next episode.
Which will be great, because then I'm hoping he doesn't, he resets to the time where he's negotiating with the first bitch.
I mean, if he resets, he's gonna probably end up resetting prior to that, the same with in front of the Appa salesman again.
Yeah. You think so? All the way back there?
Yeah.
Oh, with Rem? With Rem?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. I like that.
It always seems to reset. Unless there's like a major change or a lot of progress being made, it always seems to reset there.
Yeah, because it wasn't a huge, like, he hasn't gotten to his next bonfire kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there wasn't a huge major boss battle and, like, some character... Because I feel like with each fight and battle, like, to save the village, like, he genuinely cares about those villagers because he's spent so many months with them, I feel like, and it's like that part of his character really... It's endearing. It's like, just because, he's an asshole, sure, sometimes. Or a lot of the time. He's selfish. But at the same time, he truly and genuinely cares about what would some people at that point could be considered like NPCs. So, I mean, if you were to eventually get detached and from reality, that particular reality, because you die all the time, or you become completely immersed in it, and become a super powerful badass. Like that's how I'd find like the archetypal like twists and turns if a normal person or if a different person other than Natsuki got sent to that world kind of thing. So because Natsuki sort of the selfish jerk he is, it's intriguing to see like the different quirks of his character development, and it's like we've been talking off camera, off recording and stuff. It's like, just kill yourself. Just kill
yourself.
That's what I would have done.
Reset, because you are going nowhere fast with this.
Yeah, just wipe. This run is already bad. Just wipe. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's the gamer coming out.
And he's already proven to himself that he'll commit suicide to reset stuff. Like, he's already done that in the show once.
Yeah. Does that the mage that owns the library in the Rosewell mansion, she's aware that he has multiple lives, you think?
No.
Or do you think she's aware that he's died multiple times? Cuz she's like, her library or her pocket reality, I guess we could call it, lives outside of the reality that Natsuki lives in, and she's examined his body in regards to like his situation. So I feel like there have been some very slight hints near, like, I want to say, what episode was that when they were at the mansion and the maids were killing him?
Which time?
Which time? Yeah, fair enough. It was the.
You mean when she says she'll protect him?
Yeah, that thing.
No, I think she
there
just
was-
agreed to protect him, and then they had a contract made. I don't think. I think that she being someone that holds contracts, they take that very seriously. I don't think that means she knows that he has
She
this
said
power.
she would look away. She would look away when he committed suicide by jumping off the cliff. So I feel like there's some type of self-awareness, even if it's minute. There's some type of awareness.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? Because she's all magical, and you still don't know what her entire deal is. Like, what is she?
She keeps to herself mostly.
Yeah. But is she, like, technically like a summon thing, like Puck? Or is she... Because she doesn't seem human.
Yeah, she's not human.
She's not human, so she has some sort of magical property to her.
Yeah, she could be like the architect from Halo, just or the librarian, because she's literally a librarian. She could be some type of just avatar that was built magically to protect those tomes and has lived for so long, that she no longer cares.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm really curious about all the witches cult stuff too.
Yeah, like...
Because what is their goal? Is their goal to revive the witch? How did they do that? Why are they trying to kill the person that is Amelia, who is half elf, and the witch was full elf?
No, the witch was half elf as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and Stella was her name.
Satella. But yeah.
Statella, yeah, I thought it was Stella. Fair enough.
No, it's Satella. Yeah,
So,
which
yeah,
is
that was her
interesting.
name.
And then the other weird thing. So the first episode, she says she's the witch.
Because she was okay with that moniker, I guess, from a stranger. It's probably just like a poke at people making fun of her because of that, or like attacking her for that reason. So she sort of adorned, like made it her own. You know what I mean?
But only for
Like-
him in that one instance when he was trying to actually ask
Get
what
to-
her name was.
You get to know her and stuff.
Because she's not telling other people to call her Satella. Like,
Maybe it's because she didn't trust him, but she still wanted. I don't know.
maybe,
It was just
maybe because he didn't react to it when she said it, that maybe she believed he really was from a different world and had no idea, or a different land, faraway land, that would
Yeah.
had no idea about the witch or any of this thing. Because
has he tried to say that he's from a different realm, or he just? strictly
I
said
think
that
he's
from a
stuck
different
to
land?
like he's from a different like land, like
Yeah, I
super
would've said-
far west or something.
If the curse or conditions for him resetting wouldn't be violated by him saying the fact that he's from a different realm, then I would have said that.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? What do those hands mean, right? Like when they show up, whenever he's like about to tell people,
It's like the death screen, or is it like don't do that?
but if he actually is it just there to like completely stop? Like, do they completely stop him from saying it, or does it just hurt so much that he stops? But
His
if he were to
fear stops
actually
him.
say it, what would happen? Would it just kill him?
Maybe nothing. Maybe nothing. Maybe it's the fear and the pain that keeps him from saying things like that. Like, honestly, and that makes sense. Like, I don't think there are very few people who would be accepting of the possibility that they might die and never come back because
Right.
they revealed their curse or their gift or whatever. Or maybe it's a catch-22 or a red herring where it's like, yeah, he could have said any point in time. He just had to get over the pain and fear that it caused.
Yeah, so many questions, and I hope
So
I
little
hope as
answers.
many of them as possible get answered in the first 25 episodes. But I doubt that it's gonna. I mean, there's probably a good chance that he's gonna fuck up for like the next fucking 8 episodes, and like the
That's
last
gonna be
and like the last
emotional torture.
the last like 3 are gonna be him successfully saving the mansion.
I can't take the emotional roller coaster ride sometimes. I'm like, it's got me so enraptured. I'm like, I love this series so much. This is a great series, and then like it's like watching a bunny jump into a wood chipper.
Except I don't feel after episode 12 I don't feel as bad for him anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
the Rem getting tortured in front of him made me feel pretty bad.
Yeah, he and his want to kill them because he cares about Rem.
That made me feel bad for him again. So I have a roller coaster of I care, like, okay, this guy's a douchebag, whatever happens to him, and then something really bad happens. I'm like, okay, that kind of sucks. The entire village getting murdered and everyone else getting murdered, that sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit, you know.
That fucking creepy ass Beetlejuice guy licking his eyeball. I was fucking up. It was so fucking weird.
So bizarre, and I feel like it's spelled like Beetlejuice almost.
No, it kind of is, but
yeah,
but they were pronouncing it Beetlejuice, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, there's so many questions. Who are the other fucking
sins of the witch queen?
I assume 5 sins because he asked him, "Are you Pride?" So I don't know if that means, do any of them know about the other ones? Are they all independent?
Are they like terrorist splinter cells, basically?
Right. Because if they're all independent, then maybe there actually is a Pride group already, and he just thought that dude might be Pride because he had like the witches scent on him. And that was the other weird thing was when did the witches scent grow stronger? Was it just after one death, or was it after specifically?
I think it was specifically his attitude towards the death. Last episode, or episode 15 or 16, one of those no, it was episode 15 because he died, and then he came back in episode 16, I believe.
Right, and then Rem said like the smell's like super strong or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Reason. In this episode, he was acting super just desperate and just greedy and just wanted to do whatever he could to get any and all advantages he could at the cost of Amelia's dream and / goal.
Yeah.
So that's why I guess the episode's titled "The Greed of a Pig."
Yeah. Also on the whole foot thing.
Yeah, that too. I expected her, the red chick, to get mad.
Yeah.
I really did. I'm like,
yeah. I expected that not to go well for him, especially because she also said consider. The word she used was, "I'll consider it." If you lick
he was
my
so
foot.
Exactly.
That's how desperate he was. He was desperate for her to even consider.
Just a consideration. Yeah. God damn, this show. It's so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty excellent. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I want to watch Konosuba though.
Konosuba's nothing like
probably
this.
Probably like nothing like this.
It's like full comedy.
Yeah.
It's like full comedy and and Semenchi.
Yeah.
Mostly comedy.
Yeah.
It's very lighthearted though, so if you feel the need to watch something and it's good, the lighthearted tone is good. So if you feel like if that's what you're interested in, is a lighthearted one to watch, then go for it. But if you're looking for more of this, you're not gonna get it. The animation isn't quite as good. It's not as pretty. It still has its moments.
It's so good.
But yeah, it's definitely not quite as good as this. This is pretty fucking spectacular.
Yeah, it's pretty terrific. Like it's been a long time since I've really liked an anime this much. Like the animation is solid. I love the drama. It's like a very solid drama anime. I recently just watched Arakawa Under the Bridge. Under the Bridge. Yeah, I just watched that. Really like that.
That one's pretty. It's pretty weird.
I like
when you start it, but yeah, it ends up being pretty good.
I super enjoy. I've always enjoyed like Fooly Cooly, Dead Leaves. Just
it
bizarre.
definitely has a Fooly Cooly vibe with weirdness and randomness.
The last episode 13 of Bridge X2. They're going to Venus, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm like, did he just have a mental breakdown and has become immersed in the madness?
That's that one's really out there.
So like my emotional respite was under the bridge, which is kind of bizarre because that's what the whole main character's looking for in each of the characters under the bridge in that little community, and he doesn't really find it. I thought that was an interesting. I really like that. And you know, that YouTuber that made a 6-hour-long video and made a detailed list by genre, and then had a Google Doc so that you could look up the anime by name in that particular genre. He recommended that, and I'm like, you know what, I'll check that out. I'll see if the first anime he recommends is any good. And he mildly recommended it, and he's like, you have to enjoy being like the silliness and stuff like that. He gave a synopsis. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna keep this list with me, and I'm gonna go through it and see if there's anime that I haven't watched yet, because a lot of it I've already watched in certain genres. In other genres, I haven't seen a single.
Yeah. What's the genre
anime.
you say you probably watched the least amount in?
Oh fuck. Oh, God.
Like, what's one that you like? You're like, I don't really feel like watching that genre.
Like, I guess romance.
Romance.
Yeah, romance is definitely like. It's not my strongest genre. Like, my strongest genre is like action, sci-fi, drama.
Comedies.
Comedies. Oh yeah, comedies. Yeah. Like, he has suspense, teen melodrama. I have some teen melodrama, adult contemporary horror. Like, the romance/romantic comedy is probably my weakest point. I have slice of life.
I probably watch a lot of slice of life and romantic comedy. I kind of watch everything, man.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. Like, I mean,
like, I have no problem watching. Like, I'm watching a fucking slice of life romantic one right now that's airing. It's all right.
Yeah.
So far.
That's cool.
Has not really a super huge interesting twist, but it's all right.
I'm surprised how many animes that I've watched in teen melodrama that he recommends. He recommends Air, Clanad, Angel Beats.
Well, that's like everyone's gonna recommend those.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a lot. That sounds like it's a pretty generic list to me at the moment. But
I mean, he recommends a variety of things. I mean,
honestly, like, I go through the fucking, like, if I'm not sure what I want to watch, I go through the top anime series in my anime list, and I like scroll through that and see which ones of those I've watched or haven't watched. And generally, the top ones are always fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, so far I've watched some of the anime that he's recommending, but at the beginning of the video, he said that this is this is sort of like the 250 like recommended shows for like beginners, people getting into it, and then there's some like hidden gems in different genres. Like, I'm more in like I like the fact that he included like mindfuck as a genre. Weird oddball mindfuck genre. You know, he has cyberpunk, sci-fi, fantasy.
What do you put under mindfuck?
Let me look.
Like Arakawa, or is that something else?
Sports? No, that was romantic comedy.
That makes sense.
Suspense. Where is it? It's down. Slice of life. Sports. He has a few sports anime. Action adventure.
Sports might be actually the one I watch the least of.
Oh, for sure. I don't know what it is.
I think I might want to check out Haikyuu, though, because fucking everyone loves that fucking thing.
Which one is that?
Haikyuu? It's the volleyball one.
Oh, okay. People...
Super
one,
popular right now.
apparently? Yeah, the basketball one was definitely... People talk about that. Here it is. Alien 9, Fooly Cooly, Futakio Alternative, Humanity Has Declined, Kuchu Barakano Mononoke, Paranoia Agent Neo Ranger, Samurai Flamenco. Oh, I love Samurai Flamenco. Revolutionary Girl Utina, and The Soul Taker. They're all around 13 episodes. Some of fucking.
I've only seen like 2 or 3 of those, I think.
Seen Fooly Cooly and freaking Samurai Flamenco.
Oh, you never saw Paranoia Agent?
No.
That was an old one I saw on Adult Swim back in the day.
Yeah, see, he recommends, like, a consistent amount, like, different ages, I guess, or different times. Like, he recommends some classics in the certain genre. He recommends the newest stuff.
Interesting.
He has art house as a genre, classic films. Akihira, Ponyo, Ghost in the Shell, Grave of the Fireflies, Howl's Moving Castle, Jinro, The Wolf Brigade. I've seen that. I've seen most of these movies. Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, Lupin, Memories, Princess Mononoke, Perfect Blue, Spirited Away, Steam Boy. I think I saw Summer Wars, My Neighbor Totoro, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust. That was good. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those movies. Do you watch any anime movies, or are you more like an episode?
I watched some. I recently watched what was it? Summer Wars.
Summer Wars?
I watched that like last month. That was pretty good. I want to watch The Boy and the Beast. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I've seen a lot of different people say this is like, oh, this is really good. I
Yeah.
like this a lot. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Looks cool.
And I've seen a lot of the One Piece movies. Seen Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, so I mean, I watched some. I definitely haven't watched them all. For some reason, I don't make it a priority to watch movies. I generally enjoy the series more often, but
Do you find them easier to watch?
yeah, I don't really know the reason. I think probably because they're harder to get access to. It's hard to get access to watch a movie than it is to just have the series on the different streaming sites, Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Yeah, is there even a movie section for Crunchyroll now that I'm looking?
No, I don't think so.
See, that's the thing. How are you liking Berserk right now, by the way?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
My character for our Pathfinder thing might be Guts.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's been interesting. The third episode was really good.
Yeah, I liked the third episode. It was very interesting. The animation's a different style.
Yeah.
Some of it could, I mean, there are some moments where it's kind of jarring, and then the rest of it's fine. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it's not really bothering me because I'm more interested in the story and the animation. I don't know. I think the animation's good enough that it doesn't bother me because I've seen some pretty different styles.
Yeah.
Like I watched a lot of what was it called Kingdom, which it's like it takes place in China during like the different Chinese dynasties where they're all kind of, or different like Chinese empires where they're all kind of like, before it actually becomes China, where they're all kind of like fighting for control of these different territories. And it has a really weird like 3D style, and it took me a while to get used to it, but Berserk's is a lot better than it, so it hasn't really bothered me that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very, like, for me, it's very nitpicky.
Well, it's different compared to like everything else you watch.
You're going to immediately criticize it because it's like, this could have been in 2D, so there's a reason they stylistically chose 3D animation with like the manga like cross hatching and like all that other stuff. I've overall really found it pretty nice looking. There's like a few moments like when some soldiers were moving here and there or something like that it was a little jarring. But other than that, I find the animation pretty solid. I really love the fight scenes. Love the fight scenes for Berserk right now. Super solid. Super solid. Man. Yeah, this season of anime, it's been fucking great.
This new starting season?
This current season, I guess. Is that what we call it? Is it just
because now we're in the summer season, right? So the second half of ReZero is the summer season. It started in the spring season.
Yeah.
So there's
summer season's been pretty good so far.
What else are you watching in the summer season? Berserk and ReZero?
Yeah, Berserk, ReZero. Let me find here. Let me go back to Berserk, ReZero, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh yeah, it was those that JoJo's continuing, right?
Yeah. I think that's it. I think Joker Game and God Eater, the last few episodes, came out during late spring.
That was the previous season, yeah.
Yeah, that was late spring. So, current season, those are the things I'm watching right now. I want to get into that mob show.
Mob Psycho 100?
Yeah, that one.
I watched the first episode. It was pretty interesting. I'm going to continue watching it.
Okay, cool.
It's got some pretty psychedelic visuals.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's about psychic people, so
Yeah.
I'd imagine that there would be some.
Yeah, but I mean,
trippy-
they really like turn up like the colors and stuff. It's really kind of cool.
That's cool. Okay.
91 Days
I'll
is
check
also
it out.
pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. During Prohibition, the law held no power and the mafia ruled the town. The story takes place in lawless, a town thriving on black market sales of brewed liquor.
Yep, I saw the first two episodes are out.
This
They were
looks
both
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, this looks good. I liked Bacano, and that was during the Roaring
This is a lot more
20s.
structured than Bacano, but
Yeah, it's probably way more structured. Like Bacano was kind of like a Tarantino movie.
But it does have that same timepiece.
Aesthetic
Yeah.
/ appeal.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I love the fuck out of like Kids on the Slope. Like Kids on the Slope kind of got me. The soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop and Kids on the Slope really got me into like jazz and blues and stuff. Because I really didn't listen to anything of that genre
Yeah.
when it comes like music wise, and I'm like, oh, this is actually there's something about it that I really enjoy. It's calming.
Yeah. What's your favorite music anime?
Yeah, fuck, dude. I don't even think I have. I mean, I guess I would maybe Kids on the Slope.
Kids on the Slope?
Yeah,
Kids on the
that's
Slope
probably
was
the only one I've
good.
watched.
I'm torn between. I'm probably gonna have to say Beck for me.
Yeah, I need to watch back.
It's very
'cause I've
good.
been wanting to.
Nana
I've
is
been
also
wanting to.
very good, but it doesn't have as much music in it. But the music it does have in it's pretty good.
That's an interesting genre. Like it's sort of the rock band of the video game world, but anime form, I guess. The music genre of anime. It's like.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Nana or Beck, I would suggest those are very, very, very highly. Nana's a little more slice of life, but Beck's really good. You gotta watch Beck sub though. It's literally a requirement.
Fair enough. Taboo tattoos a thing? I guess. Have you seen this? Tattoos, ancient weapons that drastically enhance the physical abilities of their users, known as the Sealed, allowing them to bring forth supernatural phenomena when activated through the charging of the user's own unique trigger.
Oh, I see that's here. It didn't sound very interesting to me.
I might give it a watch.
And it
might
wasn't.
be-
It looks like it's gonna end
harem.
up being a mediocre harem. So I haven't started. I got lots of other stuff on my plate. I also generally what I do for every starting anime season is I go through after like I look at the chart and read synopsis of ones before they come out that I might be interested in. And then after the first week, I kind of look into the anime subreddit and see which ones have the highest discussion points. So of that week, which ones were the highest rated discussions? 'Cause generally, those end up being then the really good animes.
Really, really, really good. Okay. And that's a good way. That's a structured way of taking a look at it. That's for sure. Me personally, I just read the synopsis, look at the cover art. I'm like, this looks good.
The problem with me with a synopsis is that a lot of times it ends up. Sometimes a synopsis will completely turn me off, but then someone will be like, "No, it's actually really good," based off the Reddit discussion, and I'll be like, "All right, let me look at it," and then it ends up being really good. So I have times where a synopsis will turn me off, or a synopsis will sound cool, and then it'll just be like completely dumb. So I don't know. I have mixed emotions about just doing the synopsis. I require other people's input.
That's good. I just sort of.
Oh, I gotta watch Sweetness and
Meander.
Lightning too. I haven't seen that yet.
What is that about?
It's supposed to be okay. Kohei is a single father and a high school teacher who lives with his only daughter. A chance encounter brings him together with Kotori, one of his students. The three of them start to meet together and make meals. None of them know how to cook, but they all love delicious food. Sweetness and Lightning is a heartwarming and fun experience that you're sure to love. I've heard it's very cute and very sweet and very lightning. But
Have you seen?
it's supposed to be
have you seen
good.
this? Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It kind of reminds me of this anime that I watched where it was like a father adopted 3 kids and he lived
3
with
kids?
them. Yeah, it was 3 kids. Yeah, and they all knew
I
they were
remember
like cousins or something.
Oh, okay, because I remember Usagi Drop, but that's a dude who just adopts one kid. And that one ends up being really good too.
I think it was like Listen Girls, I'm Your Father. What was it? Oh, okay. Or Google's just gonna crash. Can you hear me, Jason?
I can.
Okay, so I think it's that. It's called Listen to Me, Girls, I'm Your Father. It's like it's a good anime. I enjoyed it.
It sounds like an
very
Arnold
slice of life.
Schwarzenegger line. Listen to me, girls. I'm your father.
What was that? It was like Stewie Griffin trying to do Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm glad you could tell the subtle differences.
Yeah, you worked hard for that. I could tell. Orange looks interesting.
I'm watching that right now.
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right. I've seen better stuff.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
it's slowly revealing that maybe it has a little more depth to it. And it's only 3 episodes in.
And it's letting on. Yeah. Three episodes is sort of the turning, like for me. Like the first 3 episodes either hook me or don't. I don't know. I always try to give an anime more than 1 episode. I feel like only watching 1 episode of the anime and then just straight up ditching it is kind of, I don't know. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But sometimes you gotta let it set up its premise just a bit, develop a little bit of character, and then just watch it transform.
Because the big difference between Orange and other romances is that the main girl, the heroine that you follow, she receives information about the future from her future self somehow.
Yeah.
They don't explain that at all yet, by the way. I don't think they ever will. But just somehow she gets a magical letter from herself 10 years from the future. So it has like these moments of her not doing what the letter is doing, and then the stuff happens exactly like the letter says it's going to happen, and then she changes some stuff, and then it seems like the future is going to change, but then it might deviate back to itself. So it's got some potential. It's got some potential. I still think I'm going to be able to call what's going to happen about 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for me.
Yeah, I can.
Too intelligent.
How dare you? Be all intelligent and shit. There have been some moments like that in ReZero. Not to get slightly back on topic. There's not really a topic list, to be fair, for this podcast, but
right.
ReZero, there were like some moments I'm like, this is gonna happen, and then 2 episodes later it happens. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.
Like, what thing did you call?
Smartest. Like Felt.
Oh, that she was the yeah.
As soon as the hunter of the bowels, huntress of the bowels, whatever the fuck her name is, said that you're truly loved or whatever, you should be blessed or whatever, you're so lucky to be loved by this world. I'm like, yeah, that's special.
Yeah, and then the dude reacted to her holding the insignia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. I don't know if I called it ahead of that many episodes, but basically when they're like, "Oh yeah, we have this 5th person," I'm like, "It's Felt." Yeah. It was like immediately like, "Oh okay, I didn't know you needed 5 people, but it's got to be Felt."
Yeah, it's got to be, because like thematically there seems to be elements like ice, fire, that kind of thing, and Felt seems to be very attuned with wind. So I'm like, yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't really think about that, but you're right, because that one chick was definitely fire.
Yeah.
And Amelia's definitely ice.
So there's like maybe earth or water next. Maybe lightning. Or iron, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know if you might be stretching about this, but I'm not entirely sure. Because they do talk about how the different people have different magic affinities.
Yeah. And Natsuki has dark.
Yeah, which is also an additional thing where... Didn't people say that was pretty rare?
It was super rare, yeah.
I wonder what else he'll be able to do. I hope he learns how to do stuff. Like, I want him to learn how to...
be a better person and, like, alert and be stronger?
I want him to learn how to use his magic. I want him to learn how to sword fight. I want him to learn not be a useless shit.
Yeah, I was like... There are some episodes where him being useless is sort of the appeal, and then it's like the rest of the episodes. Like, dude, just train with the butler. Seriously, just train with him.
You could literally train with him for 3 days, kill yourself, and then keep training with him, and then you just automatically get better. And then one day you're just gonna be like, "You really never done this before? You're really fucking good at this."
Yeah, you beat him.
Right. You would think if he wasn't so selfish, he would do this. But that's the other thing, right? Like, he has this amazing power, which maybe he
squanders it.
Which maybe he still is not fully sure, because that's the thing. Like, I guess he probably doesn't know
how many lives he has.
Right. Like, he doesn't know if he doesn't know if it's infinite. He doesn't know. I guess he doesn't know enough things, so maybe he doesn't want to die unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah.
Which is an additional thing. But I'm going off the assumption that he has kind of like an infinite number of lives.
Yeah.
The show would be kind of boring otherwise.
Yeah. I agree. Like, if he just suddenly dies, that
right,
would
and it just
the
ended.
plot. Yeah.
God, that would be the most depressing end to a show ever.
I would be super fucking furious. Like, I would probably send in an
Oh man, what if that's how the show ends? Is that like he finally becomes this awesome person? Everyone recognizes him for actually, growing up and being an adult and taking responsibility for himself and all this other stuff, and then he gets killed.
And then
that's the end of it.
Oh, that would be very.
And you're
powerful.
sitting there like, oh, he's gonna come back.
And he doesn't.
And it just ends.
Credits roll.
Dude, what if that happened?
That would be super amazing, but shitty at the same time. You know what I mean?
Check mark it. 7/18, 2016. Calling it.
Calling it.
Ends with his death.
Jason here predicted.
the other really cool fan theory that I've seen from the anime subreddit. The Appa salesman is the witch.
Oh. That's stupid. That is completely stupid. If anything, Natsuki's the witch, right? Like, it's who cares? Like, the whole ploy is that she was a half elf. What if it's just she was also from a different world and she said she was half elf? Like, you don't know. Like, there's no context for that. Like, she could have brought Natsuki to trigger awakening the witch in Amelia, or he is a part of the witch's consciousness that was drawn from another world, and all the sins combined.
So I think, right, they said they just sealed the witch, right? They didn't kill the witch.
No, they couldn't kill the witch.
Right, so it was sealed.
Do you know why Roswell wants to kill the dragon? Is it because the dragon's like a tyrant? Like, I don't... there are some, like...
The dragon?
I'm not sure if they... Yeah, the dragon that protects the world. Like, do you even remember that? The
He said he wanted to kill it?
Yeah, he wanted to take it down. He said that, I want to say, in, like, in one of the teen episodes.
I don't remember. This is another one where I want to, like, rewatch.
You need to rewatch.
And, like, really grasp everything that happens. Because I think there's a lot of minute details.
That you're missing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because I remember the story about the dragon that protects the world, but I don't remember him saying that he wanted to kill it.
Roswell wanted to take it down.
But he's also a very odd character.
Yeah, he's interesting.
Because he's backing this half-elf for whatever reason.
The black horse, I guess you would call it, the race.
Right,
so to speak.
But he's the reason why she's able to do this, because he's backing her.
Yeah.
And he has these two... He somehow... Did they explain how Rem and Ram showed up in his care after their village got destroyed by the witches cult?
I think he just adopted them, maybe.
But, like, how? Like, they were just walking randomly and he showed up and found them? Was that how it happened?
Maybe he was seeking them out.
And now he has, like, these two demon assassins. Which is interesting. The whole demon horn thing was very interesting too.
Yeah, I like that.
That they're like a civilized people with horns that just get killed by the witches. You would think demons getting killed by witches, you would think that's great. Let them all kill each other. Like, demons are statistically bad in stories, witches are bad.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you would want them all to die, right? But it seemed like the demons in this world aren't necessarily all
They're just a different race, basically.
Yeah. They're like just a different race, almost.
My thing is like I love that be fanatical like a demon.
Yeah, that phrase. Yeah.
Oh, that was so
I'm
good.
fanatical like a demon. Yeah.
I love that so much. It's so good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it just like there's some pretty good one-liners and this is one as well, ReZero, and man, my thing is like I don't want Natsuki to be like a part of the witch and then him like help awaken the apocalypse kind of thing.
Yeah, if
But
that happens,
maybe.
that happens.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's going to happen, maybe.
Well, they
There
gotta.
might be
I
something
hope they
there.
gotta explain at some point, right? Why does he smell the witch? What is this power that he has? Where did this come from?
Maybe the witch ascended to like a level of deity where she gives blessings to people. I don't know.
And then why would she have done that to him from another world
Because the witch-
somehow?
The witch. Yeah. Fair enough.
Right? Like she pulled
Right.
someone from another. Like she could have given this to anyone in their current world.
Yeah, true. But maybe there was a person. There would never be a person like Natsuki to exist in that world
Yeah, maybe.
that could fulfill her selfish
So you
desires.
gotta figure out like how did he get that power? Was it through the witch giving him that power, and that's why he has that scent?
Yeah.
There's so many questions.
It's too many It's like I really hope it doesn't turn into the anime version of Lost, because I will not be happy.
Yeah.
Every season of Lost, it answers 3 questions and proposes 6 more. Like,
Yeah.
what
we'll
if
see.
this?
So
What
we
if
got,
this?
What is? I don't even know if the manga is done running yet or not.
Oh no!
Like I have no idea.
Oh.
So the manga. Well, the number of volumes says unknown. So I'm gonna assume it is not done yet. Yeah, published January 23rd, 2014 to question mark.
Awesome. But, great. do you think they're just gonna interpret the ending? Maybe.
I hope they don't. I don't want another Full Metal Alchemist.
Fair enough.
Full Metal Alchemist was good, but after watching Brotherhood, you know
Brotherhood was
how much better it can be when they follow the source material. And the even funnier thing that we're talking about this, and both things had a pretty high emphasis on the 7 cardinal sins.
Yes.
And the original FMA, because they didn't get to show them all, you only saw like 3 of them or 4 of them out of the 7.
It's like, yeah, and it's like, okay, that was probably the Lost of anime right there. The first Full Metal Alchemist. It was good, but it never really answered. Like, that's what you want. You want closure.
Yeah.
You want some type of closure as an audience member. You want to
Right.
feel like the story wrapped up, whether it be happily and never after or ever after. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
however it ends.
probably
it needs
what'll
to end.
happen is they'll do the 25 episodes or whatever, and that'll fill up a certain amount of the chapters that have already been put out of the manga, and then they'll take like a year or maybe 2 years off. Hopefully just a year, and
Hopefully
then
just
they'll
a year
do another
hiatus, yeah.
season or 2.
Yeah, because it's got like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish stars on Crunchyroll. Like
It
like,
is doing pretty well. It's
Yep.
currently, I mean, it came out just this season. It's ranked number 29 on My Anime's top 100.
Damn, that's pretty good.
But I definitely can say it deserves it.
Yeah, it does. I agree. And as like we said, very fucking solid animation.
I think it challenges a lot of stereotypical story that we've been seeing, where it's just like,
Yeah.
oh great, we're another video game story, let's go, and you like fucking flips everything on its head.
Yeah.
It's another video game story, but the main character is fucking useless.
Yeah, exactly. At least in the other ones, the main character did something. Yeah, it's just. Ugh. I need to finish Sword Art Online. I really do.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
No.
The ending is pretty good.
People shit on that series pretty hard.
Yeah, but they shit on it solely because of the second half of the first season.
Yeah,
Like the entire second season I thought was pretty good.
I agree. So far
You
from what
didn't
I've
watch it
watched,
all.
it was good. I said from what
Did
I've
you even
watched,
watch through all the Gun Gale Online stuff?
No.
So you didn't even know how that ends or how they explain the killing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get to it. I'm like on the third or fourth next like to last episodes of it.
I mean, is it annoying that the dude has this ridiculous harem for no reason? Yes. But I mean, it has its moments.
Yeah, I like it. I thought it was interesting. It's
Interesting. It explains almost a lot of the motives from the first season too, of the guy who created the world and did that thing, which is interesting. The end of the second season explains like his motives, which I think a lot of other people had an issue with. Like, why would this guy just randomly do this? This guy that was supposed to be like this amazing person.
Don't worry about it because he can.
I mean, I can understand why people question the motives, but
I mean, sometimes
it is interesting that they chose that instead of. I think if they would have taken the last half, like if they would have never done the second half of the first season, I don't think you would have lost anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay, but you didn't really further anything, and it was just like, eh.
It was more character development.
Not really. There was almost no character development.
Yeah.
Was the one problem. They introduced a new character that had a fetish for her cousin, and that was like the only character. There wasn't any character development. Everyone was still the same.
Yeah.
By the end of it, everyone was still the same. But if they would have instead taken you haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil it. But if they take the second half of what they did at of the second season and put that in place of it, it immediately goes from, okay, let's do this horrible thing, we're all free. Now explain what his motive was.
You could have done like a flashback a few years later. A whole bunch of different games were made. Gun Gale was one of them. Da 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 da.
I mean, it's not even in Gun Gale. Gun Gale isn't even the entire second season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
cool.
they go back into other worlds.
Okay, cool. So goddamn, I'm gonna have to check it out then, because I keep putting it off. I think after this podcast, I'll do that. God, anime. Gotta love you. Just fucking, I love anime.
Same.
Can't get enough of it. It's so fucking good. God, ReZero, do not disappoint me, please. I beg of you. Like, I feel like my emotional roller coaster was aptly described as a bunny willingly jumping into a wood chipper and having to watch it and can't help but to look away or to keep watching. Not as gory and violent as that, but
I mean, the
that's how
show
I
is
feel.
pretty gory and violent, though.
Yeah, it's true. That's how my emotions feel. My emotions are that bunny, and the show's the wood chipper. That was great. 100% feels right there. Any closing thoughts on ReZero? Other than the fact that if you haven't seen it yet and you've been spoiled by us talking about it, you should go see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're listening to this for some reason when you haven't watched it yet, but go watch it because it's really good.
Awesome.